Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Four Dads podcast with your host Don Julio and myself, Teeds. A lot on the docket, and again, we do apologize for last week. We were planning on getting the podcast done. Things happened, weren't able to. Hopefully, we can get two out this week, but we will see depending on our time. A lot of golf that we had planned to talk about, as well as probably the biggest one that we've been waiting for ever since it probably was released. The information that was going to come out, but the Happy Gilmore 2 dropped. And that one I feel like was everyone's waiting for that. The end of
Yeah.
July, everyone's waiting for it, excited. What would you give it out of 10? And then what did you like, didn't like about it?
So, um, I gave it what? I think I said a 5.5, right?
Okay.
Or no,
Yeah.
actually, I think I was a little more brutal. I think I might have said 3, right? But I changed that. I think it was about a 7.9.
Did you watch
It
it again?
was. I've watched it probably 3 times since. It is actually they did a really good job. Um, the only part that I didn't like was kind of just how slow everything kind of began. But actually, I don't really have anything that I didn't like except for. Okay, I take that back. Let me clarify. The only thing I didn't like was just the end where the whole kind of maxi league kind of started. I was kind of like, okay, now they're just trying to get like they're trying to make a little bit of fun of like the TGL league with Live,
Yeah, right.
And so I was like, at that point, I was kind of like, okay, but it had a good little grabber where, like what was this guy? What was that Maxi League CEO's kind of take on all this? And then they find that guy who had a car accident. He had a missing ligament,
Mm-hmm.
which can help
Yeah.
people get over rotated and all this stuff, which I thought was funny. Kind of threw a little bit of a curveball when Happy Gilmore takes out his wife. I thought that was kind of crazy.
I definitely thought they underplayed that. I'm like, dude, she just died. No one's like free. He's not sprinting after her. He's just like, oh, okay. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'll
He
give you
just
my
slow.
take as well, but after, but
Yeah, he's just slowly
mhm.
walking off the tee box. But no, man, I thought it was great. I thought John Daly was hilarious. Um, Scheffler was funny with his little one
Scheffler for
liners.
definitely stole. I felt like he was the
Yeah.
best pro for sure. Uh,
Well, even Xander did great with this whole kind of quirkiness of like that's what she said, and
yeah.
then the joke that they played, which is actually a pretty funny joke because it's real. Where I guess at the Masters, Freddie Couples is always asking for people's like desserts.
Oh, really?
Apparently that's like a true little like joke that they played. But yeah, man, I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I thought they did a great job of kind of upholding you know, the first one and making it. I counted I counted 91 cameos.
That's it? Oh, geez. I thought there's more.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But I might have to watch it again. I've watched it once. I'd probably give it like a 3.5. Like, no joke. I I know it's like like Happy Gilmore in general is just like an unrealistic movie with like comes out of nowhere, never plays, makes it on the PGA Tour, wins like a major, within like his first year. Obviously it's unrealistic, but there were other elements to it that really irritated me. One, how quickly he went from not playing and drinking, shooting like a 140, drinking everything in sight, to practicing for about a week in a PGA Tour Superstore, putting in the aisles with a hockey stick, and all of a sudden makes top five, top 10, technically top five in like a professional golf tournament for his first time back. And it just happened way too quick. And then not only that, it wasn't like, okay, well, you have like a few tournaments, ease yourself in to kind of, okay, how you're doing, whatever. I'm sure they could have sped up that process. But to me, I'm like, first time you come back, and then now you're going to play in this tournament that you don't even know what it really entails. No one really seemed to know what it entailed. You know, it may be like a few matches. They don't even know who they're playing up against. Like, really? You're just going to go up against this new league that first, you're the PGA Tour, and there's this new league that has nobody. I think actually just what Haley Joel Osment or whatever his name is. He's like the only
hmm
person that was known. Everyone else was like, he's like, oh, I got better players. It's like, okay, but no one's ever seen them. Like they didn't leave anywhere. Like literally no one has ever seen them before. So you're gonna risk your PGA Tour, product with facing a league that you never even knew existed or there's no reason, there's no benefit for the PGA Tour to do that. And then what do they say? We're playing 7 holes or 12 holes or whatever it was, like, and in like the match that they did with them, and on top of that, all they can just the maxi league can just change the rules right in the middle of a round. Like, no, everyone's cool with that. Like, oh, okay, you can just add it spinning, do all this stuff. It's like there just seemed to be like so much chaos in there where like I like the storyline where Happy tries to make money for his daughter to help her go to school, all that stuff. It's a good storyline, but then I feel like they definitely just botched it with just like just how quick it happened. It just wasn't as realistic. Again, I know this movie's unrealistic, but like that just was like it just happened way too quick, in my opinion. And the I will say my favorite line in the movie was probably Jack Nicholas. He's like, "Can I get a little, lemon with a little bit of iced tea?" He goes, "Arnold Palmer? No, no, Jack Nicholas." I get that a lot though. Like, I thought that was such a clever line, like in the movie. Um, but I probably have to watch it again. I mean, there were some funny moments. It was funny seeing Eminem in there. I did not expect to see Eminem in there. There were so many dang cameos. Bad Bunny, all right. Uh, but Chubbs' son. I
Yeah.
thought that was did not expect to see him in there, and he kills it. He's hilarious. Yeah, he's great. um, but I didn't realize that it was actually Adam Sandler's daughter. I think that was playing his daughter in the movie.
Mhm.
Um,
Same with the girl in AA. That's his oldest.
oh, really? I didn't realize that either. That was kind of funny at the end, seeing him run away, from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I might have to watch it again. I mean, when I first watched it, I was like, I really didn't know what to expect. I guess I just had a bunch of hype for it. Again, the whole scene with his wife dying, like I'm like, dude, it's the love of your
But
life.
it's
Like you're
yeah.
just gonna hit it, and no one say, "Oh my gosh, Happy, get over here! You got to get." It's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just slow, and she's 500 yards away. And you're just gonna sit there and just act like. And then Haley Joel Osment's like, you know what? I'm gonna play in shorts today. Oh, it's a 2-stroke penalty. That's okay. It's hot.
Yeah.
I don't want
I don't want my balls. I don't like my balls get itchy or whatever he says. But I mean, like, look, you make a good point. It would have been nice to kind of see like just the real whole backstory. Like, what really? I mean, was it really the passing of his wife that made Happy spiral and lose all of his money?
hmm
Like all this stuff. I get it, but you're talking what that movie was an
Hour and a half. Yeah, I think
hour and
about
a
90
half.
minutes. Yeah.
Dude, if they would have extended that, you're talking about a 3 hour movie.
Well,
Like
okay, I'm not
now,
asking
well, but
so much, but yeah,
but I'm just saying. I mean, realistically, if you're like with everything that you're kind of saying is like, well, it just went from this. It's like if you would have gone through the whole kind of, Happy Gilmore sitting there with Chubbs' son, learning how to putt again, right? Sitting there with Shooter McGavin, going through chipping, working on just getting to his happy place to drive the ball, right? Consistently, right? Just retraining himself to do all that stuff. And, he would have, he was starting to cry.
okay,
Um,
no worries.
but, I mean, we're stretching it, right? And I think the whole purpose of even just Happy Gilmore itself was just to be quirky and kind of stupid, right? And so that's what it was. I mean, I went in with super low expectations already, and it just
hmm
kind of, honestly, it just shocked me. I was like, it's actually pretty good. Like
Well, I mean, like
that was fun.
if they just would have like went a little bit more into depth of what the plan was about, like how they're going to do their match. They didn't really explain that besides, oh, it's match play, you versus him. A few little things, and then they like change up it on the spot where it made it seem like the PGA Tour guys didn't know what they were playing before they played it.
Mhm.
And you're telling me that these guys are first time in golf carts that go 45, 50 miles an hour. They're riding to a golf ball where they're basically playing polo, where they have
Yeah,
the club up and they're hitting it perfectly. Like they know what they're doing. Like you're, that doesn't make any
they're
sense to
they're
me.
athletes. They're
Yeah, right.
athletes. They're
Uh-huh.
top athletes. But you know what? I think the whole point to your piece of like you don't know who you're playing. I think that was kind of like I think that was kind of like a jab at live of like you took players that were like no one for us for a little while when
Yeah,
it
no, I
started.
mean, yeah, I definitely saw those parallels for sure.
Yeah. So that's the way that I took it. I mean, sure, and you have to think the person who created kind of the strategy for them was going to be Shooter, who got a glimpse of it when he was going to be ultimately like the captain of the team, right? And when he saw the glimpse before he threw the coffee in the guy's face, that's where he's like, "You're gonna ruin golf," and then he runs off like the Joker. I thought that was kind of weird, where they like extended him running, and all you hear is just the screaming of the guy's face burning. I was kind of like,
And then when he
what is
throws him, and
that?"
then when he throws him in the lobster pit or the
Yeah.
lobster, turn off the camera for 90 seconds, please.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But
Yeah.
but overall, I mean, there was some good parts. Like I said, I watched it several times just because I was like, okay, I got some downtime. Let's watch it again. Like it wasn't too bad,
Yeah,
and
I
and I
definitely need to
like.
watch it again. I feel like Scotty Scheffler again. He definitely killed it with his lines. Like I
Hmm.
felt like his lines were like, well, like when he was in the jail cell. Like, oh man, not again.
Yeah,
Like they definitely played that really well. Uh,
yeah. The what does it say? What does the officer say? You know what to do. He goes, oh man.
I'm out. Sorry, guys. I'm out. I'm out this one. It's like,
Yeah,
come on, Scotty. But
yeah,
I mean, and he had like what is again. I've only seen it once, so I don't recall the line specifically. But whatever he said in the and when he was in the jail cell, with the guy's like, "Hey, we're not doing that. Like, sit down right now." Like, just
yeah.
just absolutely killed it. Just simple lines, not too difficult, but just absolutely delivered them perfectly. So I'll have to watch it again for sure. My parents are coming this weekend. I'll probably watch it with them for sure.
I, I was, the part that I thought was funny was how Rory signed off on Bryson saying, like, those are my titties. You
Yes,
don't touch,
everyone was
like,
saying that too. I was like, I talked to Brand. I was at the driving range today. I'm like, what's up with that? I'm like, I have no idea, dude. That was weird.
yeah,
Like, I got
he
nothing.
owns them. And then Bryson's over there making his post, like, I missed Rory's titties. It's so funny.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but
But, but no, overall, I thought it was good. I definitely, like I said, I went in with low expectations. I really wasn't expecting it to even be remotely funny compared to a lot of Adam Sandler movies, but it
yeah,
surprised me. So I think because I went in with a lower expectation, I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, moving on. So this weekend I had my club's Ryder Cup tournament this weekend. The first so it was a pretty interesting play out this year. So we only did it for 2 days, not three. So the first 9 holes on Friday was alternate shot.
Was it with a random partner? How the whole
No,
setup happen?
so two team captains. So it was red team, blue team, right? And so the two captains ended up picking their players. But we're all in the men's club, so we're all fairly familiar with each other, and so I got paired up with this guy whose last name is Rumson, and so we went and we got paired up, and basically first day, like I said, was alternate shot. There wasn't really any strategy. It was just kind of like, hey, he wanted me to just rip driver on every hole that I possibly could to just get close, and then I would make the putt.
Hmm.
Well, we played well. We ended up both days our matches, or so the first hole or the first alternate shot we lost by one.
Mm.
Second one was going to be team best ball. So you play out the hole, and whoever has the best score between the team
Hmm. You take the lower
win.
score.
Yeah, you take the lower score. And so we ended up we ended up door we ended up during that match, which then we ended up getting like half a point for both
Hmm.
teams. So it was a lot of putts were missed on the first day for sure. I felt like I played well. I
Hmm.
just was having a really hard time still just getting putts to where I needed them to be. I went through three putters, believe it or not.
As
So
in, like you broke them, or you just like
no,
were
no,
like,
no.
I'm
I
done with this.
just
I'm trying another one.
Yeah,
Just swap them
yep,
out. Yeah.
yep. So I went with my ping, went with the lab, and then I went with the my swag putter. So I did that. And then the next day was the match play. And my match was toe to toe. Like Ron Hansen played awesome. I left a lot of doors open and we ended up tying on 18. Tying,
Dang.
and we ended up losing by half a point to where then after I was like, I think the whole thing came down to our match. Like if we lose by
What would
half
you
a
have
point,
won if you did win? What would you have won?
just some bragging rights and then some gift cards to Pro Shop.
Mm.
But I got I won a lab because I got closest to the pin on all four or all 2 days for every match for it, and I made my birdies. So it was kind of like a nice little, I don't know, it was like a nice random tea prize. I didn't even know that it was there, but I
Must
was
be
like,
nice.
sick.
At least you got it right before. I feel like it's a good thing to lead into is the lab was actually bought by a private equity, right?
Private equity company.
200 million. And I've been seeing a lot of people freaking out about like what this is going to mean for the lab, that these companies usually just try to go cheaper and save money, cut corners now, and they're worried about that. Some people are just like, okay, well now your putters are going to lose a lot of value because of now this, or is
They already have lost a lot of value. I mean, you pay $600 for that putter. If you were to go trade it in, you're not even seeing 50% of that. You're seeing more, like it depreciates significantly. Like the Oz counterbalance, which is by far probably the more popular one. It's a $680 putter off the rack. If you were to go trade it back in, you're only seeing 200 in mint condition.
well, that's mainly because they got to sell it, right? So they got to somewhat make something off of it, which
Yeah,
makes sense. But that's why you don't sell it there. If you sell it there, you're kind of moron. I'll
right.
say
Well,
that's
that's what
nice.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying if you look at it from like a, car dealership standpoint, right?
Right, right, right.
It's like golf club is depreciates way more the minute you walk out the doors. But
Yeah, what are your thoughts
I,
on the whole thing?
um, I think it's great for everyone who got their putters early because now you probably have a really good putter.
Right.
The team was already small enough, for lab. I don't see there being like a drastic change. I think maybe what you'll see is probably the putter be more expensive because they're probably going to try and outsource,
Mm,
some more
hmm.
stuff compared to it being made here in the US.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else. I mean, I think it's great for the people who who established it. Like again,
Oh, 100% for
you're
them. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're talking about a club owner who was just like, I need to dump some money and solid direct force, which is what Lab was first originally called.
Hmm.
You know, invest in that, and it just blows up.
Hmm.
Um, so that's huge for them, but I don't see a lot changing. I think if anything, like I said, I think for those who got their labs early, you're probably sitting on a gem. If anyone wants like an original lab, you know, they're probably going to pay top dollar for it if you can keep it in good shape.
Hmm.
I think they're just going to probably become more expensive, or because now they're starting to flirt with the inserts, they're probably not going to be as hot as what they were.
Mm. Do you think that they're going to go more into like what was it? Who was the player that the 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 club junkie or whatever his name is, the guy who always looks at all like the clubs every week of the PGA Tour. He noticed that there were like some labs out there that weren't like center shafted; they were like off to the side.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that they're going to start adding those as actual options, or you think that's just going to be like one-offs just for the, PGA Tour pros that need them?
I think it all come down to kind of the demand. Like if people see it,
Hmm.
like who's willing to pay for it. So again, you're probably gonna see new versions come out that are gonna have a flow neck. They're gonna have a gooseneck, a slight offset slant.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, some maybe a long neck. Like
Hmm.
several different things that are gonna be a little bit different that they're gonna put a nice price on. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's a huge thing. I don't think it's a huge concern, you know.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, so, yeah, that'll be interesting to really see how it goes.
Give me
Fortunately, I
one
think
second. Give me one
okay,
second.
no worries.
Um, Go ahead. You were saying something.
Yes, I was going to say that it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I mean, time will tell, honestly, but, this last weekend, they had the Wyndham Championship, and, we had finally the 1,000th different winner in the PGA Tour. Cam Young finally gets his first win, finally pushes through. He was killing it all tournament. And it was actually
22 under.
I know, absolutely killed it, and they were in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's crazy because my father-in-law, he actually was driving. He drove all the way from California to what was it called? Somewhere in North Carolina that's like 30 minutes outside of there, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like the city, it's like a tiny town, but the town itself what was it? The town itself is like there's like another city, another state that like it's more known for, where it's like a Gainesville, Florida, but like there's like
Mm-hmm.
Gainesville, Georgia, like but there's one that's more popular. I'm trying to think of what it was. Anyway, he went out there and I was like, oh, you're only like 30 minutes away from that tournament. That's awesome. But he literally drove there for a day and then drove all the way back after a day. So yeah,
It's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, he got there in like a day and a half on his own. Like it's just wild. I'm like, I could not do that. I'd be like too scared to, just just veer off the road. But absolutely killed it. Had a great weekend. And yeah, did you catch any of that tournament? I watched a little bit, nothing too much, but
I
nothing.
didn't. I
I
didn't
mean, you
watch
had your
any of
Ryder
it.
Cup thing, so
Yeah, I had that, and then we have Sasia's first birthday coming up on the 10th. Um,
ooh,
so we've just been busy, and Isis has been just an incredible mom. Handling all that
busting her
while,
butt for all that. Yeah.
dude, totally. It's like it's a whole nother. I don't know. I like. I feel like we should do an episode where we have the wives on and just talk about like what like how do you guys handle it all? Because I feel like I mean, I know I can't go play if she can't keep things uh
The glue. She's the glue. Keep things
yeah
hold down the
keep
fort,
things yeah
basically.
keep things together. But it's yeah, I mean, just the whole birthday planning, everything, you know, definitely huge props to her for everything she's been doing. While I'm just kind of like,
Hmm.
cool, you know, glad you're putting together the dream for it. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I literally
Yeah.
just saw a meme yesterday, and it was like I couldn't sit here watching golf while watching my wife, work, do all like the chores and stuff, and like it shows like the guy sitting on the couch. There's like the TV, and she's in another room, but there's like the door is open, right? And she's cleaning, and you can see it. So he just walks up, closes the door, and goes to sit back down and watches the PGA Tour. It's like, I just can't stand watching her work. Feel so bad. It's like, so I'm just not going to watch her work.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But
Yeah, sorry, go
I
for it.
was no, I was gonna so I was gonna leave into live, but so Joaquin Neiman is leading live this year at $21.2 million,
Dude, he's been
which is
killing it in live. He's won like 4 or 5 events.
yeah, and that's more than double what Bryson's total is, which is unbelievable. John Rahm and Taylor Gooch are 2 and 3 on the leaderboard. Big news after the live duels, which was awesome. I thought it was great just kind of seeing like Team UK versus Team USA going back and forth.
Different guys on there too,
Yeah, yeah, totally different guys. But I mean, the one guy that I was happy to see there was Evan Thompson. Like
Mhm,
the dude has been grinding, putting
mhm.
out content, filming his US Open qualifiers. I mean, he's only what's even more mind blowing to me, John, is that he's only been playing golf for 3 years. And
Mhm.
he's a +3 handicap. Who I mean, dude, this guy was drafted or almost got drafted to play football.
Yeah, he was an
Like,
All-American, I think, for, like, Kennesaw State or something like that, right?
yeah, yeah. All American linebacker, like, full ride scholarship. I mean, he had I don't know if he had potential to play or if he did get drafted like free, just for
Mhm.
practice squad or
Right.
something,
Right.
whatever that stage is. But still, he had what we would consider, your cup of coffee. Like you had an
Mhm.
opportunity and he he did it. But I mean, dude, the guy's a genius. He's got a master's in economics and business. Like been playing golf for 3 years and is out there driving the ball 365 yards, 370, and then the guy has super soft mitts,
Yeah. Yeah. I think
like
he
DOD short game.
dude, he was like the medal winner, I think, for the first qualifier for
Yeah.
the US Open, I think, in the
Hmm.
rain, which was absolutely wild. And I remember I've been kind of catching up with him because I think the Brian Bros played around with him like maybe like 6, 7 months ago. And that was the first time I really saw him or heard of him. But dude,
Yeah.
if you go on Twitter, so many people hate on him. I have no idea why. Apparently he's had like building up his channel, he had like so many clickbait like uh titles that really ticks people off where it's like this dude shoots like a under like a crazy low score and like shows like a terrible round or something like that. I honestly don't know because I haven't like watched it, but I was like back when like I was hard into like the four dads like our like Twitter page, like a lot of people anytime you pop up, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that guy's horrible. I hate his stuff." I'm like, what's the hate? And they're like, he just posted so much clickbaity stuff that was not even remotely close to what he would say or what would actually happen in the videos. And I'm like, dang, I mean, he must have been doing it a lot because
Well, I remember the biggest thing where a lot of people were like, "What? You've only been playing for a year and you just fired off a 59?" Like he did a whole video where everyone's like, "Oh, you're taking a shot, you're dropping the next shot, you're placing it that close to the pin." Like you're doing like the whole video, everyone's just hating on him like, "No, that can't be true." Right? And no, dude, like he legitimately shot a 59 at some course in Arizona, something like that. I believe it was some course in Arizona, but that's where the hate started happening. And then
mm,
even like right now, Dylan Block, Ken Block's son, he just did the San Diego Amateur over at Torrey Pines and went like 78, 81, and 85,
hmm
where everything on his channel is about him trying to break 29 on the front nine over
oh
at
dang,
at Arroyo Grande. And he never uses shot tracers, and he always has the thing of saying like, well, you can manipulate the ball flight, you can manipulate this with shot tracers. And it's like, well, dude, we know you hit the ball hard, but it's like you can't really see where it's going, you know.
right? And that yeah, you can obviously fake it and be like, oh, my ball went over here and that, but like at the same
Hmm.
time, it's like I don't want to watch someone swinging at a golf ball and hitting it and not knowing where it's going to go, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, like if I didn't know that about the 59 that he shot, one, that's sick. Two, it's kind of hard to fake a medalist in a or whatever the term is where like you shoot the lowest
No, you're
score
right.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
qualifier for the US Open when you have the other person keeping your score as well to make sure that no one's playing, or
yeah. Hmm.
lying about that because that is not easy, especially with all the pressure on top of it. It's not just a YouTube round, anything like that. And that's wild. I think he played undergrad at Kennesaw, and I think he also played 1 year, but when he was getting his master's there as well in golf, 1 year.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they mentioned that on the duels where I think Rick was like, "Yeah, he's only playing for like 3 years."
Hmm.
And I think it was Ian Poulter's like, "You gotta be
What?
kidding me,
Yeah,
like, no way."
yeah.
Like, the odds of that happening, especially with someone like him, like a linebacker, like, that's like I don't know, like, over the last few weeks, they've had a lot more, because it's off season for the NBA, they've had LeBron James, all of his swings, obviously he's like 6'9", and that's just hard to one, have a club that fits the dude. Two, just you watch his swing, it just looks uncomfortable. It's like watching Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best soccer players ever, throw a football. If you've never watched it, go and watch it. It is the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life. You can tell that he's never thrown a football or anything because all he worries about is his feet and like,
Yeah.
handling a ball that way. Like it just looks hilarious. It's like watching like a fish like out of water. It's like, yeah, they just don't belong. Like it just looks so awkward. You want to look away. It just looks so uncomfortable. But to be able to do that, especially golf, I feel like baseball and golf are two like the hardest sports where like you can put a golfer in another setting, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, whether it's hockey or something like that, and they'll thrive. But you put a hockey player in golf, they might not thrive as much, or like a non baseball player playing baseball and hitting a baseball. Like good luck with that. But any other baseball player in any other sport would be able to really hang in there just because of how much more difficult baseball is and golf compared to other sports as a whole. Now, obviously, the training and stuff like that's different, but yeah.
No, 100%, dude. I mean, I don't know if you watched the good video where they were playing with Steph Curry at Palo Alto
I did. I watched
Hills.
some of it. I didn't watch all of it because all these
Okay.
videos are like an
So
hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like, I
they
don't
are.
have that time, but I'll watch it
Yeah.
in chunks. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But I was gonna say, like what's his name? Matt
yeah,
Shaper.
Matt Sharp. Yeah, go for it. Go, yeah.
He was talking about how he firmly believes that he is a better overall athlete than LeBron James, right? And I think his point was valid, but
The point that he said, yeah, you say it like that, definitely you're like, okay, you're ridiculous. There's no way.
well,
But
dude,
like,
what's even crazier that Bubby validated is that Matt
was like the
apparently
most.
has like a 44-inch vertical.
Yeah, apparently he's like the most like athletic dude in good.
Yeah.
You know,
And so that was insane. Like
hmm
44
that's
inch
insane
vertical
for
is
anybody.
unbelievable for
Yeah.
anyone.
hmm
And so again, like Matt, if you watch our video, like I
We made it.
100%, yeah, I 100% agree with what he said, right? But Steph made a very good point, which was like, give the guy time. He's just getting into it,
Right,
right? He's like,
right,
just like
right.
you were very well rounded growing up to where you got to touch all these different sports. You got to touch soccer, you got to touch bowling, you did golf, you did baseball, you did basketball, did all these different things. But like it took time to understand the fundamentals. And he
Right.
goes, and yes, you have a very high level, athleticism, which helps you,
hmm
but to be able to execute on like the biggest stages is different, right?
Oh,
And it was
100%.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, he said, just so everyone's clear, he didn't specifically say, I'm a better athlete overall. He was, he said that he would beat LeBron in more sports than LeBron would beat him in
yeah.
one on one. It was, or something along those lines where it wasn't like, like obviously LeBron's going to take basketball. Sharp's going to have golf. Baseball, I would probably put Sharp up there because he can swing a golf club pretty well. Hockey, I don't know how LeBron is. If it comes to like laying somebody out, you got him. But like football, obviously probably throw a jump ball. No one's touching LeBron. Like no matter
Uh-huh.
how big your vert is, because all he needs is like a 20-inch vert, and he ain't touching him just because of his height differential. But
Mhm.
that'd be it's like the average Joe show. Remember the average Joes, the Joes versus
Yeah.
pros or whatever it was?
Mhm.
Then I just saw a clip, honestly, I think it was today. And it's like a linebacker just like going up against like an average Joe trying to block. Oh my gosh, dude. You're
Yeah.
just like all the guys like, I got this guy. Give everything you got. Come on, everything you got. Just like no. Just like,
Well,
oh
no,
my
I remember that.
gosh.
I remember that episode where they had Goldberg on there because remember Goldberg was like he was a
Was he a football player at one point or something like
yeah,
that?
he was a football player, but he was known for like the bull spear. And so one of the Joes is running with the ball, and he just, I mean, just full on Superman's into like underneath the pads into his gut, drops the guy. It was unbelievable.
Dead on arrival. Just
Yeah,
had to stop the show.
wasted.
We're
Yeah.
done. Yeah, that was fun while it lasted.
So, but no, I mean, to your point, like, yes, I think I think it's valid. I also agree with what Steph said. Give it a year, come back to it, and ask the guy. Who knows? You know?
Right.
So, yeah, I thought that was great. But, dude, also on Good, have you been watching their $10,001 like
The travel thing
excursion?
where like they have
Yeah,
like three like the
yeah,
thing.
they
I've
have
been
the.
watching again. I've been watching some of these in like chunks. I did watch one of the episodes where like I think it's like the lowest score gets like the best
Guess a Canuck. or
And then
they
yeah,
get
and then
the
like the
earth
middle round
roamer.
gets that middle group gets that, and like the worst
Yeah,
one gets the other one. But that's wild, dude. That's
it's pretty cool, dude. And
right.
these
It's a good
courses they're
idea.
playing are unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that I think they're onto something that's like totally revolutionary to, you know, the golf YouTube scene. I mean, these guys are just being boys, hanging out,
Mm-hmm.
doing their thing,
Road
right?
tripping,
Having fun.
golfing,
Yeah,
golf
road
trip with the
tripping.
boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that's awesome, man. I think that's like I think why it's so popular is because everyone wants to be able to do that. Just drive across the country, go play
Right.
some of the best courses in the area, go about your way and just have a friendly competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
think
No.
that's so
Yeah.
sick.
That'd be yeah. That's every guy's dream. That's into golf, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
have you ever played the Preserve in
Mm-mm. In
Carmel?
Monterey? No.
Yeah. Apparently, it's legit. The Brian Bros just shot the video today. I guess back when they were here, I thought they were gonna be playing Pebble, which I assume they probably did. They probably played this months ago.
They played Cypress apparently. I
Oh,
saw.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. But they dropped the Preserve. That thing looked legit. So many, elevations. Kind of reminded me of like a Eagle Springs, where like you're hitting off like crazy slopes and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Beautiful course. And I was actually just in Carmel. Was over at Del Monte and saw one of my buddies out there. And I mean, I came home and I'm like, dude, it was so cold, man. It's just so cold. Just so cold. Just so cold.
Just so cold.
Just so cold. It was like probably like a high like 64, 65, and it's like
Yeah.
95 out here. And I'm like, dude, I used to live out there like in that area and always just like the cold I was just so used to. Now I'm like, I hate it. I don't want to be
Mm-hmm.
layered up. I want to be warm. I want to be loose. Let the ball fly. But Del Monte apparently is 6,300 yards, and
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not.
not created for like a difficult, like crazy, dog legs and stuff like that. But just because the course is so dang old, when they created it, no one was hitting the ball as far as they were now, and there's not much room to build and expand. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean also too that course is heavily protected by the wind, just like our Carmel Valley Ranch,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure.
So it's like that's where it gets different. I mean, when it's cold out there, your ball's not going to go as far.
True. True.
Doesn't I
Yeah,
mean, there's a lot of different factors. Which speaking of Carmel Valley Ranch, our buddy Patty Shea would like to know when we would like to come back out and play. So we need to figure that out.
that'd be dope.
Yeah, so that'd be a lot of fun. Um, the other thing is, what else? Do you want to share with people that like what you told me this weekend? Do you want
Uh, we can wait on it till our next episode.
to? Okay,
I think things might be more firmly set by then.
okay.
Um, especially if we're doing another one this week. But honestly, it's not a bad spot to end it right now, just because if we are going to do another episode this week, we'll talk about with the FedEx Cup, the Jude Championship, St. Jude Championship
Mm-hmm.
in
St.
Memphis, the
Jude.
start of the FedEx Cup playoffs, um, picks and things like that. But we got the whole start of the FedEx Cup playoffs coming up, and it's going to be sick. Cannot wait for that. But I think that's pretty much it on this end for now. Anything
Okay.
else off the top of your head?
No, man. No, I
Okay.
just good to see you. I'm glad you and the family had a awesome trip down to Monterey, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Well, don't forget to stay fly, and go low, my
Yeah.
friends.